Hello and welcome to GameBabble. I'm your host, Jell. Now I'd like to stop for a moment and point something out. Anyone who's been watching this show for any period of time knows that the games I pick to review are kind of odd. And after watching me give Wii Cheer a glowing review, one might wonder if I'm just deprived or something. This is not the case. I own and love Super Mario Galaxy, Saints Row 2, and Mass Effect. But you don't need me to tell you those games are fucking fantastic. You have billions of other people doing that. Meanwhile, IGN and GameSpot never even reviewed Wii Cheer. So while this show is about whatever the fuck I want it to be about, I tend to focus on the more obscure shit. It's just what I do. That said, a lot of people have asked my opinion on DJ Hero, and I can't really blame them. While I think everyone loves jamming out on a plastic instrument, this year the market is getting just a little bit oversaturated. What with, let's see, Beatles Rock Band, Lego Rock Band, Guitar Hero 5, Band Hero, DJ Hero, and Guitar Hero Van Halen all being released one after another before Christmas. Yeah, just a smidge oversaturated. That said, DJ Hero is both the most intriguing and the most daunting for the same reason. New musical genre, new controller, new developer means that it'll be a fresh experience. However, this also means that it will cost a lot to actually pick up, and as such, if it sucks, it's gonna suck hard. Now, one thing that needs to be said is that there's a lot of misconceptions about DJ Hero. In fact, everything you think it isn't. If you're looking for cheap Beatmania knockoff featuring 50 Cent, no, that's Scratch the Ultimate DJ, which isn't out yet as far as I know. DJ Hero instead actually provides a unique and rather unexpected experience. Now, first of all, it needs to be said that this is the start of a new series made by a new company. As such, it's a bit short on features when compared to Guitar Hero 5 and Rock Band, lacking things like custom characters and custom music. However, if you compare it to Guitar Hero 3, it compares much more favorably. My only complaints, really, is the fact that they crammed everything together on one big bloated main menu. So all the different options, modes, and set lists are all there, and it makes the menu a bit big. Minor nuisance. There's also the forced tutorial by DJ Grandmaster Flash, who you will lose all respect for by the end of it.
If you're rubbing it back and forth, if you're zooking it, you're doing what I originated many years ago.
And there's the occasional graphical glitches. That said, there's also plenty of content with a good amount of different DJs to unlock, and different outfits, and 92 different mixes, and it has some of the best graphics I've seen in a rhythm game in a long time. It looks fantastic. As for how progression works, well, you clear songs and get stars, and as you get enough stars, you unlock more and more content. The good news is, you just have to do the songs. You don't have to do them in one of the pre-made set lists. So you can actually do a custom set list and skip any songs you don't like, or do shorter set lists and whatnot. The only things that aren't unlocked this way are the bonus tracks you get by doing very well in one of the existing set lists. As for how it plays, well, as you can see, there's 3 different streams and 3 different buttons you press along with the music. But there's a little bit more to it than that. Occasionally, you'll be told to hold down a button and scratch the record back and forth. On higher difficulty levels, you're actually told to scratch in specific directions with specific timing. There's also crossfading. When one of the bars juts out in a direction, you're supposed to crossfade in that direction. This can actually get pretty tricky. It looks easy on paper, but in actuality, you're often doing 3 things at once: scratching, tapping, and crossfading, and that's where things can actually get kinda tricky. That said, it's not too tricky. The difficulty increases between each difficulty level are gradual, and people who aren't really that great at Guitar Hero can still slip into DJ Hero without too much trouble. And on higher difficulty levels, yeah, it kicks your ass. Of course, when it comes to other features, there's Euphoria, which is just like Star Power, but there's also rewinding. Once you get a rewind, you can actually spin the record backwards and replay a segment of the song with a doubled score multiplier. This adds a little bit of strategy to the proceedings, as you have to find a good spot to rewind at, and pull off the notes without screwing up, so that way you can get a good score multiplier going on. Now, the big difference here is the music. It's nothing like what you think it is. Every single song is actually a mix of 2 different songs. I find this to be fucking awesome, as it means the songs are both familiar and fresh and new, making them just a joy to play. This also heavily affects the gameplay, because you're not actually playing the music, but mixing the music, and it's a completely different feel from Guitar Hero, something really emphasized in one of my favorite bonus modes, the DJ Guitar Team-Up. Not only are these some of the best mixes, but it means that you can actually team up with a friend who's only played Guitar Hero in the past and doesn't have a turntable controller. I found that to be a nice touch. Before you get any crazy ideas about playing through the whole game with a guitar though, yeah, don't. It only works in this mode, and admittedly, it's a little bit short on options for DJ Guitar Team-Up. It's still a great bonus mode. But this really emphasized just how different Guitar Hero and DJ Hero really are, and it really makes DJ Hero a fresh experience. Well, the other things I really like is the musical variety. A lot of people hear DJ Hero and they think it's going to be all hardcore gangsta rap, but they remembered that DJs are also important in dance and techno music and put it all together nicely. I think a lot of these mixes range anywhere from brilliant and inspired to unusual to downright hilarious. Regardless, everyone has different taste in music, and since music is so important in, a music game, I highly recommend going on YouTube and looking some of these songs up before you plunk down the cash for this game. The one last biting question, though, is the controller. How is it? I bought the regular edition, and I am very pleased with the controller. It has a good number of options, allowing you to put the crossfader on either side of the controller, as well as allowing you to put the buttons on the disc, either close or far away, whichever you choose. The unit itself seems pretty darn durable. Me and a friend put it through some rigorous testing, and all that happened was the green button's texture got worn down a little bit. The crossfader is the only part that feels slightly cheap. I think it could click a little harder to the center, but other than that, it's really a great controller that works perfectly fine and seems very durable. It's also wireless and functions very well, with shockingly good battery life. I almost wish it was wired though, but whatever. Overall, I found DJ Hero to be a good purchase and I don't regret it. Is it worth $120? Fuck no, barely anything is. Is it worth $60? Yes. And if you're willing to plunk down $60 for the required controller, which is what you're doing, then yeah, I could definitely recommend it. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's good stuff. It's fresh and new and very enjoyable. I loved it, but it's definitely not for everyone, and definitely very different from what anyone thinks it is. Anyway, this is Jell, and you've been GameBabble.